Hey guys, hope all of you are doing well. Now, in the upcoming videos, we're going to discuss concepts related to the Indian financial system. Let's start with understanding the basic meaning of financial system first. The definition says it's a system of well integrated subsystems of financial institutions, markets, instruments, and services which facilitate the transfer and allocation of funds effectively and efficiently from the surplus to the deficit. काफ़ी चतुर टाइप फीलिंग आई राइट इसको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं ओके नाउ से देयर इज अ पर्सन यू ओके आप क्या करते हो आप मेहनत से पैसे कमाते हो राइट नाउ व्हेन यू अर्न मनी मुझे बताओ क्या सारा का सारा एक्सपेंडिचर हो जाता है एब्सोल्युटली नॉट क्या सब कुछ आप सेव कर पाते हो एब्सोल्युटली नॉट अगर ऐसा होता तो क्या ही बात थी राइट सो देयर इज अ पार्ट ऑफ मनी दैट गोज इनटू योर बेसिक लिविंग एक्सपेंडिचर एंड देन देयर इज सम पार्ट ऑफ मनी विच यू सेव ठीक है तो ये जितने भी लोग जो सेव कर रहे हैं पैसे इनको आप क्या बोलते हैं दीज पीपल आर द सेवर्स ऑफ द इकोनॉमी राइट अब देखो यहाँ हो क्या रहा है Here, after the basic expenditure, some excess money is remaining. ठीक है यहाँ पे क्या है कुछ excess amount of पैसे बच गए हैं This excess money is nothing but the surplus. Okay. Now look at the other side of the equation. On the other side, we have people who want to invest. Yeah, who need money for the purpose of investment. These people could be businessmen. राइट लोगों को बिजनेस चलाने के लिए पैसा लगता है अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए पैसा लगता है और इट कुड बी इंडिविजुअल्स हु वांट टू प्रोडक्टिवली यूज द मनी ओके सो दिस इज द डेफिसिट साइड ठीक है ये डेफिसिट साइड है दीज बेसिकली आर द इन्वेस्टर्स इन द इकोनॉमी राइट नाउ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली डज माय फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम डू The financial system basically bridges the gap between my savers, that is the surplus side, and the deficit side, who are the investors. अब ये क्यों करना है? Why is this necessary? See, one, because the money that is just kept idle has to be productively, efficiently, and effectively utilized in the economy. Right? That's the first reason. Apart from that, it ensures liquidity in the economy, credit, okay, and then it also promotes investment into more profitable ventures, and eventually all of this leads to economic growth of the country. Okay, see, understand what will happen if this system does not exist. The money that you save eventually will lose its value. Okay, economy में inflation होती है. All of us are well aware about the concept of time value of money. ओके ये क्या बोलता है that the money is worth more today than the same amount of money at a future day. सोचो आपने ये सारे पैसे क्या कर दिए आपने ये सारे पैसे सेव करके जाके अपने संभाल के कबर्ड में रख दिए क्या आज से 20 साल बाद ये पैसे की उतनी ही वैल्यू होगी जितनी वैल्यू आज है Absolutely not. If today you're able to buy, say, some amount of goods in 100 rupees, or it's not possible that the same quantity of goods you will be able to buy in the same money at a future date. Okay? So that means there is inflation in the economy. तो ये पैसे जो आप बचा रहे हैं without investing or without keeping it into some financial institute, इसका होगा क्या? Eventually the value of this money will deteriorate. Right? Hence, it is very important to bridge this gap between the people who have excess money and the people who wish to invest such excess money into some profitable venture. Okay? That is where the financial system comes into play. It helps you to bridge the gap between the surplus and the deficit sides. Right? अब ये होता कैसे? This basically happens through the different components of the financial system. क्या क्या components हैं? We have the financial markets, we have financial services, we have financial institutions, and we have financial instruments. Now see, all of these work exclusively as well, but they are also part of the financial system. They basically help to enable, or we could say they help to fuel the basic objective of any economy, which is growth. right? And that is the purpose that the financial systems, they are said to be the backbones of the economy. Now let's understand the basic components of the financial system. When we talk about financial institutions, these are basically intermediaries, right? That help you to do what? These help you to mobilize the savings and facilitate the allocation of funds. Basic task इनका क्या है? Mobilization and allocation of funds. Again, allocation of funds from the surplus to the deficit side. Okay, these are classified as banking institutes. सबसे पहला component जो इसके अंदर आता है वो क्या है? We have the banking institutes. Again, their function being, basic function being mobilizing the savings and disbursing credit, right? So there are different banks. We have the public sector banks, we have private banks, we have cooperative banks, all of them performing the same function. Apart from that, we have the non-banking financial companies. Now, NBFCs, I am sure all of us would have at some point heard about this term. NBFC hota kya hai? See, it's basically a company that provides banking services, right? But this particular company does not hold a bank license. ठीक है, तो बैंक्स और एनबीएफसीज में क्या डिफरेंस है? एनबीएफसीज के पास कोई बैंकिंग लाइसेंस नहीं होता है, okay? But banks, they do have a banking license. These are basically companies. NBFCs are companies, so hence they're governed by the Companies Act, right? And not the Banking Regulation Act as compared to the banks. Okay, and another major difference between these two is that the banks, they participate in the country's payment mechanism, and then they also help you to disperse credit in the economy, while the NBFCs, they do not have any such functions. I'm sure you must have heard about Muthoot Finance, right? या फिर Bajaj Finance. All of these are NBFCs. इनके पास banking license नहीं है, but still they are providing some or the other type of financial service to its customers. Correct? So under the financial institutions, we have the banking institutes and the NBFCs. Now, apart from that, we also have mutual funds. ठीक है? Then we have insurance. We have housing finance, of course, and then we have different regulatories. Any person who is in charge of controlling these different, say, systems, ठीक है? जैसे कि RBI, we have SEBI, so on and so forth. ये सारे regulatories are also part of your financial institutions, right? Apart from that, as a component, we have the financial instruments. Now, instruments are nothing but monetary assets which are tradable. So your equity, debenture, bond, government securities, so on and so forth. Okay, all of these things fall under the financial instruments. Let me just write it down there. All of these. Then, apart from that, you also have your financial markets. Financial markets are basically, you can say, it's a system which provides a mechanism for buying and selling of these financial instruments. तो ये जो financial instruments है, ये आप कहाँ से खरीद सकते हैं? Through these financial markets. These are divided into money and capital markets. Money is usually for short-term securities, and capital market is for long-term securities and investments. Okay. And the last component of your financial system is your financial services. Now, these basically ensure the smooth functioning of financial activities in the system. Services like credit rating, leasing, then you have different regulations. All of these fall under the financial service purview, right? Together, these four components make up the financial system. Now, don't worry, we'll be discussing all of these components in detail in the upcoming videos. Okay. For the time being, let's revise the concepts we've covered till now. So, financial system, it is nothing but a system of well-integrated subsystems, that is your financial markets, financial institutes, financial instruments, and financial services, which basically help to do what? They help to allocate the funds from the surplus side, okay, from the surplus side to the deficit side. Why? So that you can go ahead and use the funds effectively and efficiently, right? कंपोनेंट्स में भी हमने डिस्कस किया कितने कंपोनेंट्स है, वी हैव 4 again, markets, institutions, instruments and services, right? I hope this part is clear. Let's move on to understanding the structure of your financial system. Now when we talk about structure, financial system is basically divided into two. One is the formal structure, the other one is informal structure. If we talk about the formal structure, this is basically regulated by different institutes like RBI, okay, then you have SEBI, you have Ministry of Corporate Affairs MCA, you have IRDA. Regulated का मतलब क्या होता है, basically controlled, ठीक है. All of your components fall under the formal system. Components अभी जो हमने पढ़े ये 4, राइट, ये कहाँ पे आते हैं, ये सारे फॉर्मल सिस्टम के अंडर ही आते हैं, ओके. एंड देन ऑन द अदर हैंड यू हैव द इनफॉर्मल सिस्टम. द इनफॉर्मल सिस्टम बेसिकली comprises of the money lenders, right, the local bankers, then traders, landlords, all of them come under the informal system. Informal system again means something which is unregulated, not controlled. ओके, सो यहाँ यूजुअली जो आपके स्मॉल बोरोवर्स होते हैं वो लोग आते हैं, राइट. ओके, आई थिंक दैट इज़ इट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द बेसिक मीनिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम, देन वी अंडरस्टूड द डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स, एंड लास्टली वी सॉ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम. ठीक है, अब इसके आगे का विल कंटिन्यू इन द अपकमिंग वीडियोज़.